by the blood of our people are your lands kept safe.
I see in your eyes the same fear that will take the heart of me.
So do all who live to see such times.
By all that you hold dear, this good earth.
There's some good in this world, and it's worth fighting.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got another Lord of the Rings video today, and we are doing the 10 best minor characters in the trilogy ranked. Now, to be clear, this is the film trilogy, not the book trilogy. So, you know, there are a lot of minor characters in the books that are probably deserved to be on a best minor characters list. This is just the films. So some of those characters are not even in the films. So, and I just want to say right off the bat, before we get into the list, I don't know if this guy is in the list, and I know, for a Lord of the Rings channel, I should know this guy's name. I don't know this guy's name. His one scene is glorious. The whole, like, frowny face, then he's
on the list. This is
Oh, is he on the list? I haven't seen the list yet, so I don't know. Is he on the list?
Everard Proudfoot.
There you go. Everard Proudfoot. He is fantastic. And you know, there's no spoilers here. Everyone should know what happens in these films. So I can just say he's got a kind heart, but he has to maintain this facade of being skeptical and suspicious of magic and magic users.
And grumpy.
And he has to pretend to be grumpy, but secretly we know that he is a child at heart. And I just love that idea of there's these hobbits running around who do like a lot of these adventure things. They just have to pretend not to. Anyway, let's get to the list. The top 10.
Ugluk.
Yeah, I mean, I think this guy is deserving to be on this list. He's got an iconic line.
He's got lines. Meets back on the menu, boys. Okay.
Yeah, you got an iconic line in there that people to this day debate. Is this a bad line or a good line? Which we won't get into here. But leave it in the comments down below. Is this a bad line or a good line? And then we'll do it later on. We'll discuss it. And obviously they joke about it here. How do orcs know what a menu is? All right.
Hammer.
Yeah, so I'm glad this guy's on here. So this is another guy that I think is deserving to be on this list.
He's supposed to take the stick away from Gandalf.
Yep. That moment is pivotal in what happens next. And I suspect he does it semi on purpose. And the actor, I think, is showing it in that scene. If you watch that scene, he almost has like there's in his eyes. He's aware that that's not just a walking stick. That is a magical staff. Yeah. And yet he's gonna let him in. Despite being told to remove all their weapons and things. He's like, oh, that's your walking stick. Oh, okay, I'll let you in. He knows what it is. He's not stupid. He knows. And he's hoping that Gandalf is going to save the day. And he does. This guy deserves credit for what happens next, and that Rohan is saved. So yeah, I'm glad this guy's on the list. Good for him.
He should have given his son a better sword, though. I'm kidding. That's a joke.
I suppose so. Yeah. I mean, I gotta find that scene and put it in. It's so good. Yeah. So, you know what? For those two reasons, he deserves to be on this list. He's a good ad. Okay. So we get to the first one that I might not agree to be on this list. So I know why he's on this list without even reading it. Here, I'm going to scroll up so I don't even read it. Without even reading it.
Frodo is great. Who is that? That is so Figwit is an acronym.
Yeah. So the reason that this guy is on this list, I think, is because I believe the actor that plays this guy is in Flight of the Conchords. Is that
Oh,
right?
really? I don't know.
I think so. And I think like that's why he's like in the movie, and like that's why they give him a line or something like that.
Because of the New Zealand thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I think is happening here. So to me, I like this character is kind of we don't need this character. Honestly, the scene itself doesn't need the character. He just comes up to say like we've got to leave, and we don't need that. We know that you have to leave. Like we've been building to this moment this whole time. Arwen has to make a choice, and we know that. Like this character coming in and saying, we got to go now, that does nothing. It does nothing for it. So to me, this character doesn't do it for me, personally.
Okay, Snaga?
Snaga, yeah, Snaga. Both are probably right. Orcs aren't gonna care about pronunciation anyway. I have to say, okay, this is something that I want to also give credit to the Rings of Power. I think the orc actors are great on both this and in
This guy played one of the dwarves, didn't he?
Yep,
In,
that's right. In The Hobbit,
in
yeah.
The Hobbit.
Yeah, so he plays one of the dwarves in The Hobbit. He plays a few characters actually, I think. And I honestly the facial acting, like the muscle acting with his face. I know there's going to be a lot of makeup and they're going to, get it right, but he like there is a grotesqueness to this, the way this guy talks. It's so good. It's just I think all the actors that are playing these orcs and the Uruk-hai, it's great. Like their movements, they're almost like like when you see a good zombie film and you're like, wow, how does someone? I know this is fake, but how does that person move like that? It looks not human, and that's the same with a lot of these orc actors, where it looks like they are a different species of creature. So great acting from this guy. I think he gets on the list, especially just like his accent and how he talks is so good. Yeah. We're gonna get to some controversial ones now.
Haldir?
Yeah. So I think this is a good ad. And the reason I think it's a good ad is because I think the scene that they added that's not in the books is also good in the film, where the elves come to the rescue at Helm's Deep. Not in the books, and I really like it. I think it's a great addition, and I love the way that scene plays out. You get this. We really need to do a watch party about this so we can talk about it and as it happens. But the scene, just to set the stage, when they arrive, everyone is so blown away because elves and men have not been allied in the modern sense, quote unquote, like the in movie modern day, for a long time.
Yeah.
And so nobody's expecting elves to come to their rescue. And when these elves show up, everyone is just stunned. And then Aragorn goes over to kind of like formally welcome him and accept him. But Aragorn is overcome by this gesture from the elves, that he loses that performative, welcoming.
I get it. Like, I get the elf perspective. Why would I risk? I'm immortal. Why am I gonna risk my life for something that some people who are gonna die anyway?
Yeah, exactly. And yet he does. And so that's why this character is on the list. But also that scene is just such a fun scene for Aragorn to kind of to lose. He slips from being this, this proper formal welcoming, and hugs him, and Haldir, accepts it. Like he sees it and he accepts it, and it's got this really nice moment together between the two of them. So I really like that scene. I really like this character. I like the addition of the elves there at Helm's Deep. Yeah, I love it. Okay.
Lobelia Sackville Baggins.
I mean, this one's tough. So I guess what I'll say is this.
She's only in the extended.
She's
edition,
only
right?
in the extended. So that's the first red flag for this character, is that they're only in the extended. And the second one being that what exactly do they do other than exactly what's in the book, but in like a lesser way? I'm just kind of confused by like what, why she's added to the list and at 5 no less when, so in the books she actually has a much bigger, well, it's not a big role, but there's a lot more interaction between her and Bilbo and Frodo, because she wants stuff. She wants the house. She wants like silverware. She just wants things.
She wants all of Bilbo's money.
Yeah, and so she has the same thing in the movie in the extended edition, but I think it's more like you hear her off screen, or like she's like in the background, and like I think Bilbo and Frodo like hide, like quick hide.
Yeah.
And then,
Sackville Baggins is, yes.
yeah, and they have like a little moment. But to me, that's like, is the character, like, should we be praising the character for adding that moment to the movie? I don't know. It's a tough one. I could honestly live without her being in the films. Like that's just.
Okay. The next character, you're a big fan of the bartender, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, aren't you? Aren't you? Don't you think?
I
it's
mean,
fun?
you seem like he has a much bigger role in the books too, right?
Yeah. So that's right. In the books, he and I'm sure in the films, like you can kind of put this together, but it's not on screen. But yeah, he does help them, like, you know, get set up for their quest and whatnot. And he is a jolly type of character. And I just love the idea of him being told that creepy dude that always hung out in the corner is the king. And so I think that's why I've come to really like this guy, because that happens in the books. There's that scene is in the books. They go back and visit him and they tell him that, and he's just fucking blown away. He's like, "What? That can't be." And sure enough, Aragorn eventually moves the capital of the kingdom to right there, like right near there. And so this guy must have just his business would have boomed, and he'd be like kind of friends with the king probably. Like it'd just be like a fun little idea for a spin-off. Cough cough, Amazon, if you want to hire us to write a spin-off of Lord of the Rings. So I do like this bartender. Yeah, I think he does I think the actor does a good job in the films, but I think for me it's more the book, what happens in the book. So now I've got to consider, does this character deserve the ranking it's getting in the films? And for that, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like I appreciate him being included, but unlike the other characters that we've talked about that I've praised, he doesn't really do anything in the films above having kind of a fun, you know, discussion with some of the hobbits. Other than that, he doesn't really do much. So it's tough to have me put him at number 4 here. I don't know if these are in any order, but it's a weird ordering if it is. That's what I'll say for him. All right.
Everard Proudfoot. We did talk about him at the beginning
Wait,
already.
where are we? Oh no, we're on.
Oh, sorry, the
yeah,
King of the Dead.
King of the Dead. Is this a minor character? I guess so. I think whoever did the voice for this guy nailed it. Kind of sounds like a pirate a little bit, and I love it. So, I like this character. I know people have a problem with the Army of the Dead saving the day, but you people are wrong. That's the whole point. So I like this character. I would actually put him on this list. I do think he has some good bits of dialogue, especially when the joke at the end, like when Aragorn finally releases them from this curse, the joke where Gimli says, "Don't let them go. They're not bad in a pinch," and then it's not just for the audience. This guy hears it. It's in world. He hears the joke and he's like, "No, you promised." Like that scene. Oh, to write that scene and be like, "No, it'll work. Trust me." I know
mean,
it's
I've always liked the idea of like Aragorn not actually being Isildur's heir,
and it not
there's just
working. Yeah,
there's just some fooling around occurred along the way.
it's just it's just a magic sword. There's no, he's not the heir. That would be a funny alternate reality version of Lord of the Rings. That would be because then at the end when he summons everyone to go fight, and it's like, why are we going to the Black Gates? And he goes, for Frodo. And it's like, well, wait, who the heck are you? You're nobody.
Who's
We're not-
Frodo?
Who's Frodo? Who are you? What are we doing here? Anyway, yeah, this guy, I want to put him on the list. He's good. And we've already talked, like you said, Everard Proudfoot. Love the fact that he's in this list. His
The
scene.
Carrot Eater? Okay, sorry, I just
Oh,
jumped
is he?
ahead.
Oh, is he? Oh, you jumped ahead. Okay.
But it's okay. We'll
Yeah.
get to the
Yeah, we've talked about this guy already, so yeah, I think he's fun, and I do think he sets up that intro, childlike whimsy of the story. Part of it is him also being caught up in it, and I think that allows even adult audiences to kind of relax and say, "Oh, you can have fun with this. Like you don't have to be so serious. Like look at this guy." Anyway, you're right. All right, lead it off. The Carrot Eater. I mean, the man, the myth, the legend. What are we gonna say about the Carrot Eater? This list has gone off the rails with this.
This is a joke pick.
This is a joke pick, and it's a joke pick that everyone who watches Lord of the Rings with someone who has seen Lord of the Rings
That's
already
Peter Jackson.
will have known who that is in the shot. So everyone should know who this guy is. And so yeah, I guess saying Peter Jackson in the films as a secret character, I guess I'll add it to the list. It's kind of a meta joke list at that
Yeah, I
point.
know, but why him? There's like several other Peter Jackson characters.
In Return of the King, it's in the extended edition, I believe.
Oh, really?
that
It's
you-
only in the extended. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think where it happens in Two Towers, but I am not able to come up with it off the top of my head at the moment, which is bad.
Isn't he one of the archers? Human archers at Helm's Deep?
Yeah, but that scene is extended as well, so I'm trying to think what is in the original. I haven't seen the original in so long now, or in the theatrical, because now that I have the extended, that's what I watch. Although, unless I'm showing it to someone brand new, and then I'm trying my best not to point out things. So, you're right. Why this guy? I think it's because this one's iconic. It's so weird. Why is there a guy eating a carrot right in the center of the shot? It's almost like this this stupid extra got in the way of the shot. Oh wait, that's the director. So yeah, I guess that's why this one. And also, it's so random. Why is he eating a carrot? Why isn't he just walking? Like, why did Peter Jackson go, "Give me that carrot. I want to eat it on the screen"? Peter Jackson has these crazy ideas that when he puts them to screen, they just work. And so yeah, I'll give him this one. He can be on this list. I guess that wraps it up. Let us know what you guys thought about the list. Is there anyone that you would have included? And what did you guys think about some of the ones that I didn't think should be on this list? Do you think they deserve to be on the list? And also, what constitutes a minor character? Like how few lines do you need? Because honestly, I would have liked the Gaffer to be on this list potentially. In the extended version, he has some fun dialogue there in the bar, in the Shire. So you know, there's things like that where if you're going just extended edition, there's a bunch of characters that have one or two lines that I think deserve to get some praise here. But yeah, let us know down below. We'd love to hear from you.
I regret to announce this is the end. I bid you all a very fond farewell.